Let's start. Kayena vacha chittena pamadena maya katang achayang kamame pante buri panya tathagata. Kayena vacha chittena pamadena maya katang achayang kamame dhamma sanditika akalika. Kayena vacha chittena pamadena maya katang achayang kamame sangha supatipana anuttara. Sadhu. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Buddhang saranang gacchami. Dhammang saranang gacchami. Sanghang saranang gacchami. Tisarana gamanang paripunang panatipata veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Adina dana veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Abrahmacharya veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Musavada veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Sura meraya majapamadatthana veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Vikala bhojana veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Nacha Gita Vadita Visuka Dasana Malaganda Vilepana Dharana Mandana Vibhusanatana Veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Uchasayana Mahasayana Veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. idang me silang magapala nyanasa pachayo hotu appamadena sampadeta sadhu sa. Let us start with some guided metta. So let us relax. Relax all the thinking. Let go of all the thoughts and planning. Relax the body. Relax from top of the head down to the face and neck, shoulders, arms, to the chest, to the stomach area, to the spine and back, down to the buttocks, hips, thighs, and our knees and calf, ankles, soles, toes. So relax the body. Keep the mind open, calm and peaceful here and now. May I be free from all kinds of harm and danger, free from all mental suffering, free from all physical suffering, may I be peaceful. May I be well and healthy, and may I truly be happy. May I be free from all kinds of harm and danger. Free from all mental suffering, free from all physical suffering. May I be peaceful. May I be well, and may I truly be happy. Now let us spread the metta. Let us spread the metta to all the beings around you. May they be monks and nuns, yogis, helpers, volunteers, workers, donors and supporters. To all the guardian devas around here of this place. To all other devas residing here. To all the unfortunate beings, to the petas, and to all the animals, big or small, seen or unseen. May all of us here be free from all kinds of harm and danger, free from all mental suffering, free from all physical suffering. May we all be peaceful, live in harmony with ourselves and in harmony with others. May we all be well, be peaceful, and may we all truly be happy. May all of us here be free from all kinds of harm and danger, free from all mental suffering, free from all physical suffering. May we all be well, be healthy, be peaceful, and may we all truly be happy. Now let us expand. Let us expand the metta, reaching out to all the beings in this country, humans or non-humans, devas or petas, animals big or small, far or near, seen or unseen. May all beings in this country be free from all kinds of harm and danger, free from all mental suffering, free from all physical suffering. May we all be peaceful. May we all be well and healthy, and may we all truly be happy. May all beings in this country be free from all kinds of harm and danger, free from all mental suffering, free from all physical suffering. May we all be peaceful. May we all be well. And may all beings here in this country truly be happy. May all beings in this country be free from all kinds of harm and danger, free from all mental suffering, free from all physical suffering. May we all be peaceful, be well and healthy, and may we all beings in this country truly be happy. Now let us extend further. Let us suffuse the metta to all the beings in this world, without exception. May they be our loved ones near or far away, or to those people whom we do not know wherever they are, or to those whom we dislike or those who dislike us, to all the guardian devas of the sasana, to all other devas residing in this world, to all the petas, and to all the animals, big or small, seen or unseen, far or near. May all things in this world be free from all kinds of harm and danger, free from all mental suffering, free from all physical suffering. May all things in this world able to live in peace and in harmony, and not in war or conflict. Live with kindness and compassion, and not with violence or cruelty. May all beings be peaceful. May all beings be well and healthy. And may all beings in this world truly be happy. May all beings without exception be free from all kinds of harm and danger. May they all be well. May they all be peaceful. be healthy, and may all beings truly be happy. Now let it spread further. Let us spread the metta as far as the metta can go, as far as the mind can go, reaching out to all beings without condition, without exception, without bias. All beings in this universe are universes. All beings from the highest planes of existence down to the lowest planes of existence. And all beings from all the world systems. May all beings without exception be free from all kinds of harm and danger, free from all mental suffering, free from all physical suffering. May all beings be peaceful, able to live in harmony with themselves and with others. May they all be well, be healthy, and may all beings truly be happy. May all beings without exception be free from all kinds of harm and danger. Free from all mental suffering, free from all physical suffering. May all beings be peaceful. May they all be well and healthy. And may all beings truly be happy. May all beings be free from all kinds of harm and danger. Free from all mental suffering. Free from all physical suffering. May they all be peaceful, be well, and truly be happy. May they all be peaceful, be well, and truly be happy. And slowly let go of the metta. Slowly let go of the metta. We bring the mind back to the present moment. Feel the rise and fall of the abdomen. Feel the body. And slowly we can open our eyes. So, on the Tuesday we are talking about the investigation of Dhamma. We see what are the external conditions which are helpful to arouse this investigation of Dhamma. That is to say, you need some theory. Yeah. You still need some theory, although, as again, I emphasize that when you are paying attention to your object, when you're actually meditating, then we put the theory aside. But nevertheless, those type of theory, when you are not meditating, they can be very helpful. To understand at least the Dhamma, the mind, the body, at least on an analytical or theoretical aspect. Also that we need to have externally also our body has to be in a way somewhat clean. Our surrounding also must be in a way in an orderly manner, proper manner, but not obsessive. everything is in order, and then things are spacious. As I also feel that sometimes devotees, when they see space in their house, they want to put things there. They just cannot see space in the house. Uh, to me, I'm opposite. The less things, better. Then the more spacious. Easy to clean also. Uh, so spacious, orderly, and so on, and the purification of your, cleanliness of the body, which is also very helpful. Yeah. And also we inquire, we read and inquire things that you are not sure. Things that you are not sure, we inquire, Q&A, something like that. Then it becomes very helpful to stir up this investigation of Dhamma. So there are many things in the past, last week, and also in the beginning of the week, that I spoke a number of things on this investigation of Dhamma, where we look into the intentions, we look into what is the suitable actions and non-suitable action, or speech or thought. Then the third one is suitable objects. What are the suitable objects and what are the concepts that we should not take it up? And then the fourth one is that when you take up the right objects or the suitable objects, then we further define and further pay attention to them to see their true characteristic. That is to say, the first characteristic is the characteristic of its individual characteristics. Then the second one is the three character, or the triple characteristic of beginning, middle, and end. Then the third one, where it begins to shows you the the anicca, dukkha, and anatta, the deeper aspect of anicca, dukkha, and anatta. So we gone through those things, that this is where during in the meditation investigation of Dhamma, these are the important aspect of when we discuss investigation of Dhamma in the perspective of Vipassana. Now, let us move on to the next one. We go to the next investigation. Next factor of enlightenment, the third factor. The third factor of enlightenment is the effort, Viriya. Now, here more specifically, it's the mental effort. More specifically, it's the mental effort. You see, everything that you do, whether it's wholesome or unwholesome, you need this effort, mental effort. If you are looking at effort as a whole, not as a factor of enlightenment yet. So the nature of effort is to, in other words, to keep your other mental states active. To keep your other mental states active. How does your mindfulness is active? Because of effort. How does you keep your mind to be present here and now, and knowing that you are here? Then that is also mental effort. This is mental effort. To keep it alive. Then while you are investigating, noting your object and so on, how does it is active? How does the investigation of Dhamma is active? Then you need that effort. But when we come to the investigation, come to the factor of enlightenment, Effort comes after investigation of Dhamma. Now, this type of effort, is a more higher, well-developed effort. Very much to do with a balanced effort. Whereas when we are beginning of to meditate, when we're starting to meditate, then that effort is not that strong yet. It's not that balanced yet. Right? So you still need to use effort to arouse that mindfulness, to arouse the investigation of Dhamma, for the mind to be precise and noting. So the nature of this effort is to keep everything alive, to keep your mental states alive, to keep your noting alive. On the other hand, if you are doing something unwholesome, then also you keep it alive. While you are angry, how does the anger is keep on continuous? Again, effort is there. Now, but this time is the wrong effort. When your greed is there, when you desire this and that, and how does the greed is alive? How does the greed do its function? Then you need that effort. So effort is like a fire. Effort is like a fire that it stirs up. It stirs up the mind to make something go, to keep everything going. In other words, sometimes they call it to consolidate all the mental states to do that certain function. So it's just like when you're noting something, when you're noting an object, then all the other mental factors that is involved, that like your concentration, like your equanimity of mind, sometimes the interest is there, as it's coming as joy. Then those things, they stay alive because of effort. When the mind becomes much more well balanced, much more well developed, you see that this time, this effort, you don't have to keep on exerting. It's like, they call it the effortless effort. You don't have to keep on exerting. All you need to do is sit, and the noting mind will start going on already, because it's so habitual and because of the progress itself. That time, it's all you need to do is just make sure that it doesn't go too much or too little, and just to keep it, sustain it. And when you do that, the progress will keep going and going. And that is interesting. Yeah. But to come to that level, then it takes a lot of effort before that. It's going to take a lot of effort. Yeah. Now, in the commentary, not in the commentary, sorry. That one also is in the sutta. Now, in the sutta, they says that there are 3 types of effort. In the Four Noble Truth, the Noble Eightfold Path, if you're under the right effort, then there are 4 supreme efforts, the 4 types of supreme effort. Yeah. The first type here is the effort to prevent unwholesomeness from arising. Yeah. The second one, effort to abandon the unwholesomeness that already arisen. Okay. Now the third one is to arouse the wholesomeness that is not there yet. That is to say, like your mindfulness is not strong or not there yet, then we make the effort to arouse it. If your concentration is not there, then we make the effort to arouse it. Is your penetration, if your precision of your noting is not there, then we make the effort to arouse it. If you don't have the heart of dana, you make the effort to arouse it. If you don't have the sila, you make the effort to develop it. Hmm? So this is what we call the effort, right effort, under the third one. So the fourth one is to sustain and to maintain and develop the wholesomeness already arisen. So in other words, if your mindfulness is already there, then make sure that you sustain it and keep it going. If your concentration again is there, then you keep it going. So again, if you have doing all your dana, sila, and so on, then if it's ongoing, then you keep it going again and again. That is all falls under right effort. But again, here the right effort, it's connected for the purpose of, again, for enlightenment. Then only it's fall under the right effort. But last week on a Q&A, is it last week? Last week. So somebody asked about whether the wholesomeness, if you don't have the purpose of enlightenment, it's still wholesome, it's still good. Not to say it is still commendable, but still missing out something, because there's no purpose for the purpose of enlightenment. So let us come back. Now, as I said earlier on, just now, the sutta, yes. The sutta mentioned that there are 3 types of effort, also by the Buddha also, of course. Then these they call it the first one, they call it the initial element. They call it the initial element. Dhatu. The Buddha used the word dhatu. Now, where is it? He used the word initial element. Then the next one is called the step up. Step up effort, or the exertion effort. The third one is the striving or the sustaining type of effort. Similar like what talking about in the just now, the 4 types of effort. But this one is more for when you want to when you're actually doing meditation. So there are the first one, the initial effort, then you have a step up effort or the exertion effort, then you have the striving effort or the striving element, the striving element. Then the first type of effort, aramba dhatu. The word aramba, now the word aramba dhatu here is the effort that when you don't have anything, you push it to arouse it. Just like earlier on that we are talking about it. When you come from your home and towards the retreat center, every time you have to make the effort, every retreat that you come, you got to start off to stir up that mental effort. And there are some over here who are also in Zoom or in Facebook. Well, you're going to come for the retreat since you sign up, Now when you come, the first few days is all about stirring the effort. Push and push and push. Because if you don't push the effort, then there will be strong sleepiness, desire, laziness of the mind, thinking, planning, and so on. Then you have to push it through. Yeah, you have to push it through. You have to stir up that effort. You have to keep on stirring up that effort. So in the beginning part, sometimes we cannot deal with the drowsiness and sleepiness because they're so strong. So no point for us to go head on with them. So we use another way. We make sure that when you come, make sure that you keep on stirring up that walking, sitting, walking, daily activities. Be mindful, be this one. In the first few days of my talk is always going to be like that. First few days. Then after that, 1 or 2 weeks later, or 2 weeks later, usually, the talk is more softer already. Not so like, But again, you see, then you see, if you, all of us, let's say all of us come at the first day, then let's say there are many of you stay for 3 months, then it's good because that time our our goal, my talk will go according to your effort at that time, how the level of your effort is going through. But this time is different. This time, 2 weeks, after 2 weeks, and then a new batch come in. Then if I talk too soft to them, then they also soft lah. Then they don't stir up, So a little bit of dilemma. Yeah, it's usually yogis. Hopefully they know lah. Yeah, first few days is all about stirring up effort, stirring up again and again the walking, the sitting, the noting and noting and noting and labeling and so on. Yeah. And these are essential for the development of every yogi. Even if you are enlightened already, first few days is all about stirring up, getting used to the environment, getting used to the 4 o'clock in the morning, sleep at night, 10 o'clock. It's all about getting the body ready for it. So every retreat you come, let's say you are not talking about you just pass from another retreat, you come to a new retreat, then of course it's just a continuation. But if you have not done any retreat for some time, then every first few days is all about stirring up on it. So make the effort to be mindful, make the effort to be precise. Again and again, we make the effort. So this is called the Arambadhatu. You make the effort. You make the effort to stir up that mindfulness. Mindfulness drop, stir it up again. Mindfulness come, mindfulness go. You got 7 sittings, only 1 sitting is clear, other sitting is not clear. You push it on some more. That is how in the first few days of meditation is like that. Now, you do this again and again. You do this again and again, and you push for about a week like that. Make sure that your daily activities and also your daily activities, you note the daily activities thoroughly. Pay attention to your biting, chewing, and so on. Just keep making effort to stir it up, to pass through that difficulty of things. Then, once after a few days, when the mind settled down, when the mind more settled to the environment, getting used to it, that time, your thinking mind becomes much more clearer. Sleepiness also, they still come in, but they are not as strong as before, but they still come in. This time is where you need to, what we call the second type of effort coming in. The second type of effort is called the stepping up effort. Here, the stepping up effort here is called the Nikkamadhatu, Nikkkhama, Nikkamadhatu. Now, this is the step up effort. The step up effort means that you are going to face with your defilements of your mind. Go face to face with the defilements or with your hindrances. So, in other words, you have to deal with the hindrances and you have to use the right type of effort to deal with them. You have to deal with the right type of effort. Again, here, as I said, the type of effort that is going to step up for after a number of days is when you're dealing with, for example, the sleepiness, the drowsiness. It may not come as strong as like earlier on, but this time it comes into a short period of your sitting. Then that time you have to deal with it. Or sometimes it comes in a period like maybe in a short period in the morning. Sometimes, or some yogis, maybe it's a short period in the afternoon, but it doesn't affect the whole afternoon. Perhaps it affects the morning for a short while, but it doesn't affect the whole morning. But perhaps sometimes it may affect the whole morning, but in the afternoon it's much more clearer. So this time is that we need to step up that effort. We need to step up that effort and we have to deal with this type of hindrances. Not only that, but there'll be times, the type of thoughts that come in, it could be angry thoughts, it could be fear that comes in, it could be planning that comes in, and it could be also like imagination and so on. And all these things, after a number of days, the mind become very clear. These things become very clear. So again here, you need to step up an effort, but the effort is not like very overwhelming effort, but it's more like a soft effort, but it's a right effort type of noting. That time, although the mind is active about the planning, active about the frustration, active about the thoughts, the memories, and while the mind is going through those things, then they are going through the wrong effort. They're going through all the wrong effort. So we must use the right effort. That means to arouse that mindfulness again and to arouse some calmness of the mind to overcome that type of thoughts, that type of thinking, anger, and so on, desire, and so on. Yeah. So this type of effort, you need this type of effort in order to overcome them finally. Now the third type of effort, the third type of effort here is parakama dhatu, P-A-R-A-K-H-A-M-A, dhatu here, that element, the element striving towards one's success. Here, this type of effort is the effort that your mind is free from all the thoughts and all the thinking and all the sleepiness, and things are going soon already, That means all the objects are coming clearly. You are very minimal. You deal with all this type of thinking and so on. And you sit down, objects already started very clear. It start moving, noting, and all that thing. This type is called this striving effort or the sustaining type of effort, and that you push you through. So this is what we meant over here. But this part, the third one, is where a good amount of skills is also needed in order to keep them in balance. You need a good amount of skills. And this is where the long-term yogi will benefit. Because if you come for a short term means like 2 weeks are short term. 2 weeks, you are about to meditate. You are about to getting warm up already. Then you pack your bags. Balik liao. actually, that is the time. If the yogi just sustain a little bit more, this is where another skills of meditation starts coming in already. This is where your trial and error or refining your practice is so much more uh, used rather than like you don't see in the first few days. It's only about like 10 days or 2 weeks later that you begin to fine tune your practice. Yeah. That is fine tuning the practice. Then you know that just a little bit you do something wrong, your whole mindfulness drop already. Or it reduces, not fully drop, but it reduces. You know, something that you do something too much, then the whole noting mind goes into a lot of thinking. You reduce it, sweet, sweet, everything nice again. So here it's where the trial and error comes in, and that will be their experience as a yogi in the long-term retreat. Yeah? And the short term, you don't see that. That's why I said in the past, I encourage yogi to go for a long-term retreat. Yeah. Uh, but then, of course, yogi with all kinds of excuses cannot lah. Whatever their excuse lah, work lah, family lah, children lah, husband lah. Huh? And so on. Yeah. So it's hard to learn that particular area. And when that particular area is not being learned, I mean, you don't really understood it and actually, and on the practical level, if you don't really go through it, then meditation sometimes can be very difficult to go through. Because I met with yogis that this area where they are supposed to learn how to refine the practice, they don't do it properly. They get stuck there. They get stuck and give up on meditation. Although they have developed certain level area, certain level, and they get stuck. But nevertheless, all this effort now, they are not permanent. They are not permanent. Just like mindfulness and everything, they are not permanent. Then some days when you meditate within like your 3 months, there will be days that you completely drop everything. You meditate, and then you think then the next day, boom, back to level 1. Then go back to level 1. It go back sometimes like just like you are just begin to come in for a retreat like that. Nothing much. There are days will be like that. Yeah. But do not be afraid of it. You will go through it. Every yogi will go through those things. What is important is that is your skills that you have. What to do, how to do, what not to do, how to walk, how to sit. All you need to do is just stir them up again. Patiently, just stir them up again. It will take you sometimes a day, sometimes just half a day or 2 days just to push it up. Push it up again, then once it goes clear, then you learn to sustain it again. Then days, and certain days, then more defilements is going to come. Even you go soon already, things, but then somehow another defilements also come in, hindrances come in. Then again, you change your strategy to deal with them again. So in other words, your mind has to be flexible. In other words, you must not have too much expectation. Things is not going to go smooth in the whole series, in the whole time while you are here. Yeah? Even if you are enlightened also, nothing is smooth. Yeah? But they're smoother, they're smoother. But don't expect that it's going to be always on the high. Yeah? Because as I said, everything, whether the mind, mindfulness, noting mind, development, all depends on right conditioning. Even you set up the right conditioning, everything, somewhere inside the body also not so right, or the mind not so right, they also drop. Yeah. So not to be afraid of it. Not to be afraid of it, not to be fearful of it, not to be having self-doubt or that, whether you're doing okay or not okay. This is part of the whole retreat, the nature of a mind. Sometimes yogis come into the interview. Oh, Bante, how come I meditate so well, suddenly nothing one? Every yogi go through like that one or not? I say, yeah, lah, every year. Oh, like that. I thought I'm only one mad one only. Every yogi go through that. Don't worry. Uh, so it goes up and down. It goes up and down. So all you need to do is make sure that you have the skills. The skills is important. Those skills are so important that giving you any situation, giving you any state of mind, whether it comes with no mindfulness, you know what to do with it. It comes with a lot of hindrances, you also know what to do with it. You know how to deal with it. When things are getting smooth, you also know how to deal with it, how to maintain it. Yeah. And those are important aspects of a yogi's practice. Now, while we are here in the factor of Viriya, mental factor, here let us talk into arousing that Viriya when it's needed. When it's needed. Here let us look into the sloth and torpor, because sloth and torpor and Viriya, they are two opposite things. Sloth and torpor is to reduce the Viriya, is to reduce the whole mental activity. Whereas Viriya, or mental effort, is to make everything activated, everything clear. So, in other words, you must need the skill to go through them, and to go through and to develop it the right way of how we deal with this sloth and torpor. Now, here, while we are here, after 2 weeks, as I said, there'll be still sloth and torpor coming in every now and then. Not all the time, but every now and then. As a yogi also, dealing with sloth and torpor, also understanding our circadian rhythm of the body, or your biorhythm of your body. There'll be there'll be times throughout a day you'll be more active, more alert. There'll be times of the day you may be a bit more drowsy. So each and every one of us can be very different. Some of you wake up in the early morning, then everything is fresh, very good. Then meditation is very strong, very clear during that time, well and good. Some people, they don't have that. Some people, maybe evening is clearer. For me, it's the evening, it's clearer. Morning, nothing much. Initially, when I was practicing. Afternoon, evening only is something for me. So in the morning, I do all my laundry or whatever necessary one. So in the afternoon, when things are clear, so that time, try not to do anything at all. During that time, you should not do whatever that when when your mind is clear that time. Don't go and do all kinds of other things, like taking a shower, or do laundry or whatever Just put everything aside when your mind is at the clearest. So understanding that rhythm of the body, your biorhythm, then is quite good. But then again, everything is impermanent. Nothing stays the same. Some days, afternoon may be a bit not so clear, then the morning is more clearer. Things change. Anyway, so understanding this, then we understanding how sloth and torpor will come. Or more or less we know its condition when it's going to come. Not to say that we expect, but more or less because you've been staying here in and out, day in, day out, day in, day out, day in, day out, day in. More or less you know yourself. I stay here for 1 year and see. For 1 year, every day walks it, walks it, walks it, walks it, walks it. Then you really know what is really going on with the body. Minor changes already, you've already felt what's happening in the body. So it's interesting. So you're understanding that. Then we understand a little bit how sloth and torpor will come in when we need to meditate. Now let's go into a bit of theory about sloth and torpor. Tina Mida. The Tina Mida here, there are two types of mental factors, two types of unwholesome mental factor. Two types of unwholesome mental factor. They come together and they disappear together, hand in hand. Tina here, it's Thina. Here the word Tina, it's Tina here, it affects, I think it affects the consciousness. Yeah. Mida, it affects the mental factor. Okay? It affects the mental factors. Other words, when Tina Mida comes in, you find that your mind becomes dull. Becomes dull. Can you still note or not? Very hard to note already. That means the mind becomes dull. It's not easy to note. Concentration is not there. Precision of noting also is not there. In other words, the effort is already dropping already. Once the effort is dropping, that thing is not doing anything. And yet at the same time, the sloth and torpor is like on top of it already. It's affecting them already. Tina and Mida here, their job is just to reduce the mental activity, to reduce its mental activity. So when you reduce it, those things cannot function much. Other things cannot function much. In theory, we know that they come together, they disappear together. But in practice, sometimes one becomes clearer than the other one. Both are still there. Sometimes Mina become clearer than Tina, and sometimes Tina become clearer than Mida. So how do you going to differentiate which type is which? I mean, for argument's sake, for understanding sake, because while you're sleepy, everything is sleepy already. You meditate. It's not going to differentiate. Oh, sleepiness also got this one and this one and this one. You're sleepy, you thought that everything got sleepy, but sleepiness got its shade, a different type of sleepiness. That is where your investigation of Dharma comes in, just to understand just a little bit about the sleepiness, how it works. That is where investigation of Dharma is important. So anyway, for now, sleepiness, drowsiness, Tina Mida has got its different shades. Got its different shades. Sometimes it comes like your mental alertness. Like your mental alertness slowly, like not clear. Okay? Your mental alertness like not clear. It's like somebody start to dim the lights, But Malaya. I was just noting and then Malaya. I notice nothing. It's really like, at least if you are aware enough, then you notice that at least sloth and torpor is coming in. But that one actually is more towards, I think, it's towards Tina. Tina is a bit more clearer. Or sometimes people slowly take a blanket calm. Uh, it feels like, sometimes it feels like also like, it feels like very, it comes into a very deep state, like, not deep lah, dropping and sinking, very heavy sinking and oh, your alertness, nothing much. Uh, so this is one type, for example. Now another type, if the mida is more prominent, uh, if the mida is more prominent, for example, you're noting an object rising, falling, rising, falling, rising, falling. Just now was everything noting very clearly, very soon, very clearly. Then suddenly you notice that your noting your noting power starts to drop. It's like not jangan bekia, what you know, not. Still the noting is still there, but kind of like not. But like no activeness of noting them is still there, but not, you know that it's not 100% already. Then this time, the tina mida is already coming in slowly already. It is slowly coming into the top already, on attaching itself onto the noting already. Yeah? So therefore, your noting mind, it starts to drop. But the noting mind is a lot of mental factors are involved. Here, the mental factors, your mindfulness, your investigation of Dhamma, your concentration, everything, it starts to drop. That's why you notice that just for a short while, that you notice that something it's not right already. Again, this is experience, how Tinamida starts coming in. So it's up to you to discover it. If you can discover it for yourself, So it's not an easy thing to do. As I said, don't go and deal with this sleepiness when the first few days coming in. Let me see what shade is it coming in. Sekali line, you sleep already. You did already at that time. So you don't do this in the first few days. You do this after like a week or 10 days or so. Then that time we deal with the sloth and torpor directly, because they are also phenomena of the mind. They are present object. They are present object. So they arises, then become prominent. You pay attention to it. So here, in order for us to notice them, our job also, as a precise, to note them precisely, we see the different shades of sloth and torpor. To deal with this sloth and torpor, you must have like 50% of your mindfulness is still intact. That means 50% is already gone already, At least at 50%, you aware that it is coming. It is already there. At least you know that it's already there. Then you only can deal with it. First few days, when it comes, it's already kick off that mindfulness. Zero mindfulness, then you already just go into drowsiness. You cannot do anything, right? But here is different. After a number of days of meditation, is different. There is certain amount of mindfulness, and that certain amount of mindfulness, we need to push on it in order to develop it, in order to re-arouse it, to bring it back to 100%. Therefore, it kicks out that sloth and torpor. Okay? By itself. We don't have to go and suppress that sloth and torpor. All we need to do is just to bring up that mindfulness. Bring up that mindfulness in whichever way. Now, so you must have that certain degree of it. Now, in order to arouse, as I said, to arouse that mind again, the noting mind again, this is where labeling comes in. Labeling here, it's not viriya. It's a viriya, but it's more specifically towards vitaka. the mind that direct it to top to keep on direct the mind onto it, direct on the mind onto an object. So the labeling at this time will be a very helpful tool for you. Yeah. Previously, you may not be aware of it. Sorry, previously you may not be using labeling for some time because things are getting quite clear, changing, things are changing quite fast. Well and good. Yeah? But then sloth and topper, when it comes in, this is where you bring out this tool again. You arouse this thing again. You use the labeling again, for the nature of the sloth and topper, because it has it has that vitaka is there. Yeah. So the vitaka also, it's very connected to the to the effort, and then effort will help you to grow a little bit more. Yeah. Now the so you aware of it. So you label it drowsy, 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 heavy, 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 sleepy, 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 sinking, 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 dull, dull, dull. Uh, so you take note of how is it like. Uh, Again here, sleepiness, drowsiness, it affects some yogis more and some yogis less, but it affects everyone more or less on it. And also you yourself, in any yogi also, certain times it's going to affect you more than other defilements, and certain times it's not so much. You don't have to worry about it. Yeah. Certain times it's going to come. Okay, certain times, because sometimes the body, the nature of the body, you drop a little bit of your health a little bit. Sometimes all the drowsiness starts coming in also. So sometimes the body changes. Our body changes, it affects the clarity of the mind. So, so in other words, you yourself as a yogi, there'll be certain times, certain defilements is going to affect you more. Certain times it's going to be less. And in all yogis, sometimes certain defilements affect them more, certain defilements affect them less. Yeah. In Malaysia, the type of yogi in Malaysia, we don't have to, sleepiness, not so much. Drowsiness, not so much after a number of days. It's the thinking. It's the thinking that's the problem. Thinking is the problem. Sleepiness is not too much a problem, but we still need to deal with it when it comes up. Because if you deal with it with the right manner, you develop a lot of skills into it. And it's good that you remember those skills. Now, dealing with this, as I said, this type of hindrances, when they come certain times, they can come in quite strong. When they come in quite strong, you have to learn to accept them as they are. You got to learn to accept them as they are, rather than trying to be upset with yourself, trying to be very annoyed with yourself, or fear or doubt with yourself. A lot of us, we don't like these defilements to come in. We don't like this type of thinking or sleepiness to come in. We want our meditation to be smooth and nice. Sun sun. That is your expectation. If your expectation is not met, then you suffer. Then you suffer. So, in other words, you must learn to accept them as they come in. But as I said, the word acceptance doesn't mean that don't care, don't bother. When you don't bother, then you never mind lah, sleep lah. Think lah, think. Some people says that like thinking one, a lot of thinking, a lot of restless mind. Acceptance means come lah, let it come lah, just think and think and think. You will have no energy one afterward. They xiong le. If you think there's no energy, no, cannot finish when you think until you go crazy. Think. Uh, so, in other words, you must learn to accept them. And when we accept them, as I said, doesn't mean that we don't do anything about it. It's just that when we accept them, we don't do all the wrong things with it. The wrong things is the one that it makes these hindrances become even more stronger. Sometimes it may not be that particular hindrance, but another defilement or upon another hindrance becomes stronger. Uh, so sometimes some yogis cannot accept that they become sleepy. They cannot accept. How come I meditate after a number of days already? I'm supposed to be alert and clear already. How come? Why? Is it as if I'm doing something wrong and so on? No, that actually the yogi is doing everything right. It's just that the nature of the mind, it comes in. Of course, there will be condition. You can argue there are some condition, but sometimes we cannot catch all the condition. It's already there in the present moment. So when it's there in the present moment, then deal with it. Yeah. So deal with it with mindfulness, with a wholesome mental state, or with the skillful ways of dealing with it, not with trying to suppress it, not trying to say that I'm not good enough, and so on and so forth. And some people also try to use pride. They try to use their pride to suppress all those things, their mana, their pride. They think that they are many years into meditation, they are not supposed to have all these type of things, not supposed to have drowsiness, and so on. So it can be that can be problematic. So in this way, you must learn to accept it in a positive manner. The positive manner means in a wholesome mind, mental state, and after that, we must learn to overcome them with the right state of mind. Okay. Now, overcoming them, there's a number of things. First is that we directly go head to head with that sloth and torpor. The head to head with sloth and torpor means that just now I already mentioned something. If the state of mind is heavy, the state of mind is heavy, then you not heavy, 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 heavy. At the same time, this time you label it, then you make that noting slightly faster than normal. That you purposely make the noting mind slightly faster than normal. Because when you note things a little bit faster, then effort behind it arises. It's the effort that we want. Once the effort comes in, the mindfulness comes in. Then the mindfulness comes in, is whether your sleepiness stronger or your mindfulness stronger. So which one? So if the mindfulness gets stronger and stronger, then this one get weaker and weaker and weaker. Then you overcome it by looking at it, by go head onto it. So in this way, we see how the sloth and torpor sometimes become less and less and less and less and less. But sometimes you don't see it completely disappear. Sometimes it's just like less until like in the background only. You don't see it completely disappear, but another object becomes more prominent, then you take up another object. And sometimes after that, you forget about it already, about the sloth and torpor. Then it's also completely disappear and you just carry on your meditation. So in other words, even sloth and torpor comes in, you can still able to note them. In other words, your mindfulness is still in a way continuous. And while you're taking note of it, paying attention to it, then the skills of developing onto the noting becomes clearer, becomes better. And you enhance on these skills again and again, it gets very interesting. So, okay. So we'll stop here for tonight and we're going to continue on this on tomorrow. Okay? All right. Let's share merits. Idang me bawanang nibbanasa pachayo hotu. May my mental cultivation be a condition for the realization of Nibbana. Imang no punya bagang sabba satanang dema. We share these merits with our departed ones, with all beings and all the devas. Sabbe satta sukhi hontu anumodantu. May all beings be happy. May they rejoice in these merits. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.